as a football federation, we have every right as a member of FIFA under Article FIFA status under Article 27 to give our confidence and nomination to any leader running for the position of the FIFA as provided for in their status. So with this in mind, South Sudan Football Association has been so close and in the center of, in the hearts of FIFA, and we can therefore give our position on the current affairs of FIFA. So Mr. President will give his remark, will read out the nomination letter, and you will thereafter have your question in case you want to ask, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much, Chairperson for Information and Public Relations. Here I want just to recognize the invited media to this press release statement. And in fact, yesterday the board of directors sat and discussed the important matters related to nomination of the candidate for FIFA presidents in 2023, and board of directors unanimously decided to nominate President Gianni as a candidate, as the best choice candidate for South Sudan Football Association. So the President Infantino declared during the last General Congress, declared the interest to continue leading the football fraternity for the next terms. And therefore, for us, we came to sit and deliberate on who candidate that South Sudan would like to support. Well, Mr. President Gianni have now 2 terms, and is seeking the 3rd terms for the FIFA president. And of course, for a number of accounts that we feel President Infantino has been supporting the South Sudan Football Association, and entirely we know the development that is doing for the global football. But we are counting on our own specific support for development of football in South Sudan. First, now the stadium is built under his leadership. Is sponsoring the construction of Juba National Stadium, which is almost to be completed, especially this year, and it is because of his leadership. Secondly, he's supporting all the football, and especially the women football in South Sudan, and we can see the FIFA is covering for all the football development in South Sudan. And this year they have launched the pilot project on menstrual hygiene that is first of its kind. And of course, in other issues to do with development in terms of capacity building, they are supporting South Sudan because we are the young association in the FIFA membership, and they understand the challenges that the South Sudan Football Association is passing through. And for all this account, we have decided to stand with his leadership because we feel with his leadership, development of global football is going to be witnessed. At the same time, the development of football in South Sudan is going to be in safe hands. And in this juncture, we declare the nomination of Gianni Infantino as candidacy for the FIFA president election in coming 2023. So the full text will be given to you for publications, and the full text I don't want to take you along because it just will be bothering you. Is what I'm saying is a summary of what we think made us to take a choice of nominating the president Infantino for the next coming term. Well, yesterday also I want to inform you that the board meeting met and decided on to appoint and select the coaches for the other categories. We have under 23. We are not having a coach for under 23, under 20, and under 14 men. And the list, I think, is out, but I want just to remember or just mention some of them. We have Coach Simon James Yor. He's the head coach of under 23. We have Tariq Ahmed Muhammad, is assistant. And of course, there is a list of other categories. Fitness coach, team manager will be published or will be made known to you. We have under 20, we have national team men, Charles John Quaid, and we have Deng Abu Kalam Bag, and we have under 17, we have Bilal Felix, head coach, and we have Ramadan Juma as assistants. And also we'll let you know about the under 20 women and under 17 in coming time. So this is also important to let you know. The other things also, we have laid out the strategic plan for 4 years for South Sudan Football Association, and we have discussed several policies, and this was also key for me to mention to you. We are deciding also the National League to start on 25th. We'll start in different zones. Zone 1 will be hosted by Northern Bahrazal in Awul, and Zone 2 will be hosted by Central Equatoria in Juba, and then Zone 3 will be hosted by Upper Nile in Malakal. So these are the zones that will start the National League, and after it, then we'll host the finals in Juba. And this is information also would like to let you know. And I will be ready to answer any questions that may be important for you to listen concerning the nomination of the candidate Infantino for the next election.
Are you saying this league is going to be in form of a regional league, whereby there is a Zone 1, which is in Bahar Ghazal region, which is in Wau, then Zone 2 in Juba, which is Equatoria, I think for the clubs which are in Equatoria region, then in Upper Nile. You talk of a league. When we talk of a league, there's a way our league is supposed to be run, like for some months, and I don't know how many months is this league going to be, and which procedure are you using? Is it going to be like the way how we are seeing other advanced league from the foreign country? Because we always learn from the foreign countries the way they organize their things. Is that the way our league is going to be?
The question I have is one on the league, the National League. We would want to know how many local football associations so far have completed their local leagues, so that we know how many teams have already made it to the National League. Number 2 is about the appointments which were made yesterday for the coaches. I would want to know what criteria were used for selection of these coaches who have been nominated. 2, were these coaches contacted before being appointed? These are the 3 questions.
The infrastructure that we have in South Sudan, we understand it's very difficult for our teams to be traveling across to come and make home and away. And therefore, we make zonal, a competition of zonal where we have the best teams, the best team in all zones to come and play for the final. And this, of course, will improve it later on when we have infrastructure and we have resources to, and that's why we are thinking of Premier League. We will put a level of this National League into different categories, but however, we are thinking of Premier League so that we meet the standard that is required in terms of organization of leagues. Local, the clubs that are participating currently, that confirm are 13 clubs that will be participating in the league in different zones. This is so far what we have. And of course, on 25th, they will start playing at zonal level, where we will have final at the end of all competition. In terms of appointment, the criteria that we are using in terms of the National League, of course, is a criteria that is suited to South Sudan situation, and that's why we are talking of infrastructure and necessary resources for the clubs to compete home and away. For the under 23 for long, and he was also under 20, and he have achievement that he have done, and all of us, we know the records that the first for us to get a bronze was under 23. The last one in Bahradar was Simon. That was, we know Tariq has been a coach for Hilal, and Hilal has been doing the best, and other clubs that he have held, he has been having a very successful in doing that. In terms of Charles John and Deng Abu Kalam, of course, their presence is known, and they had been coaches even in Sudan, former Sudan, and then also in South Sudan here, they had been also coaching clubs. Bilal, everybody knows Bilal is responsible and is a director for the academy. He's known to all of us. He has been bringing, and he has been also one of the national coach for our national team. When we defeated Djibouti 6, he was the coach by then, and he has been doing very successful in terms of raising the academy. Also, we have Ramadan. Is known as a player, as a coach, and he has been also is also a coach for the academy. So based on this, and these are young teams, need to be nursed and need to be developed. We thought these are the right people to take now a lead. Of course, they are contacted on this choice, and this has not been a choice of the leadership alone. Is a technical choice from the coaches and the national team. They are the people to recommend all this, and was passed by the board of directors. So we think we task them. Of course, we have so many coaches, but we are trying to task them, and then we see what is going to happen with the way that they will build all these national teams. We have team from Bantu, so all of them, they will join. They will come to Juba, and of course in Nawil we have team from Obiai, we have team from Kwajok, we have team from Wau, we have team from Raja, and we have team from Rubek. So they will participate in Awul. And of course, we have team from Nasser, team from Malakal, team from Malut, team from Rang. They will participate in Malakal. So these are the teams. Some teams are not, because until now Kwajok has not finalized their league, and therefore will not be able to mention. Some league who have already finalized, like Tori, like Bor, the They will be coming like all this. We know Monarchy here. We know in Torit is Canete. We have Superstar in Bor. So those who have not completed will complete and submit their names, and they will be known. They will be published and made known to all the media.
لماذا جنوب السودان دائما نفس الزول انه هو هيصوت؟ وهل في صفقه ما وراء الاختيار او النومينيشن؟ ده سؤال. السؤال الثاني، الاجتماع مجلس اداره امس وطلب ريزولوشن الخطه الاستراتيجيه الاتحاد وضعه، نعرف الخطه هل هي الخطه طويله المدى لما بعد 4 سنوات لفتره بتاعك، ولا خطه من يعني كل سنه او من 4 سنوات تقسم لسنتين؟ دايرين توضيح بسيط في الخطه الاستراتيجيه ده. النقطه الثانيه بتكلم عن مراجعه قانون الاتحاد، المهم في حاجه كده قانون الاتحاد والنظام الاساسي، المهم الجوده الكثير كله تشكيل بتاعت او تعيين بتاعت لجنه للاشراف. دايرين توضيح بسيط كده في النقطه ده. الحاجه الاخير بيتكلم عن الرعايه. تكلمت عن العلاقات مع شركات في فتره بتاعت اغوستينو. نشوف اوجد لنا حاجه بسيط او النتائج اللي طلعوا الفتره بتاعك من خلال العلاقات مع شركات الراعيه في تطوير كره القدم في جنوب السودان. اما بمقتبس بالدوري العام انا ما عندي فوقه الكلام، لانه الكلام الكثير هيكون في القرى، دي حاجه بكون يعني تكنيكال بعدين. السودان وقف هنا.
الإجابة واضحة وأنا كررت قبل. طبعا الرئيس اللي بيقف مع الاتحاد دائما بيكون انت بيشوف المصلحة بتاعك، وانا بنشوف انه الرئيس انفانتينو اول دورة يزوروا لوقفة بتاع اتحاد العام بتاع جنوب السودان، ما اول دولة يزوروا ده كان جنوب السودان، ولذلك الاختيار بتاع الاتحاد السابق كان في مكان بتاعه. ايضا بالنسبة لنا هو مثلا يعني ما سهل عشان هو يقدر يدعم التشييد بتاع الاستاد الآن الموجود، ونحن بكون وقف مع جنوب السودان، ولذلك نحن بنجيب مع رئيس البيرع التطوير بتاع الكورة. ثانية من ناحية كاباسيتي بيلدينج، نشوف في برنامج بتاع المنصورة الحاجين is a pilot project، وده أول مرة of its kind فيفا يدرس الكلام ده، لأنه كان وجد معلومات اللي بيكلمهم هم يفكر كلي يحسن المستوى بتاع لدعم المرعى في جنوب السودان. الآن هو رعاية، وقام رعاية كاس جنوب، وقام رعاية للناشونال ليج بتاع النساء، وعمل انتر سكول كومبيتيشن بالنسبة للبنات الصغار. فدي بيخليها بدينا الشعور انه هو فعلا عنده تضامن معنا، عنده سوليداريتي في انه يطور كرة جنوب السودان. ولماذا نحن ما بنقيف مع زول اللي بيقيف معنا؟ ففي مستقبل اذا في زول بيقيف معنا نحن برضه بنشوف اذا تشويس، ودي القرار اللي بيكرره مجلس الاداره بعد المراجعه لكل النقاط اللي بيشوفوا احسن. ونحن ما عندنا خيار كيرين وان احنا برضه نقيف معه، لانه بنشوف ممكن يطور الكوره في المستقبل الجاي، وبقدر بيدينا اشياء كثير. وانا يوم ناقش اجتمعت به وناقشت قضايا كثير لتطوير الكوره في جنوب السودان، ونحن عندنا وعد منه من ناحيه بتاع تحسين الملاعب. يبقى انا بشوف المستقبل بتاع الكوره بالنسبه للزول اللي تحدث معي، وهو ممكن ياتينا شنو في المستقبل. ولذلك ان احنا بنقيف معه للاسباب موضوعي، واسباب ان احنا بنشوف لمصلحه جنوب السودان ومصلحه بتاع الشباب واللاعبين بتاع الكوره بتاع جنوب السودان. دي الاسباب القديم بكون معروف للقياده القديم، لكن انا بنتفهم انه نتيجه لحب الكوره بتاع جنوب السودان وقدر يدينا التشييد بتاع استاديوم، ونحن بنتمنى انه يكون في دعم اكثر بالنسبة لتطوير الكرة، وأننا في حاجة لتحسين الملاعب. الخطة الاستراتيجية بالنسبة لنا طبعا خطة لفترة بتاع 4 سنة، لكن نحن ممكن يكون لنا خطة أكثر من كده. دايرين أن نحن في السنة الأول نجرب الخطة بتاعنا التنفيذ بتاعه، بدل أن نحن نخش المشروع بتاع الخطة طويلة الأمد. فالخطة بتاعنا بيتكلم عن capacity building، تحسين القدرات، تحسين الإدارة، هيكل الاتحاد، تطوير الكرة في المنتخبات الوطنية، تطوير كرة النساء، وتحسين الإدارة بصورة عامة، تحسين نحن بين القدرات مختلفة، يمسك من الرفريز والحكام والمدربين والإداريين والميديا وهكذا. فنحن بنسعى أي محل نحن بنمشي فيه، حتى بالنسبة لكم أنتم الصحفيين نحن ما قاعدين ننسوكم. We are looking for إنه نحن نزيد كفاءات بتاعنا، لأنه أنتم الناس اللي بيعكس المعلومات الحقيقية بالنسبة للبابليك. فدي واحد من الخطط بتاعنا. والخطط بتاعنا واحد نحن بنتكلم عن الرعاية، لأنه الكورة ما ممكن تتقدم قدام بدون رعاية للنشاط. وفي فترة بتاعي نحن بنشكر البعض الشركات الخاصة، مثل بيتمثل في تراست ستار. معروف انه تراست ستار السنة ده ناقشناه وقدم يوم ده كان بيدي رعاية للاتحاد 100,000، والآن زاد الرعاية بتاعه ل 250,000. نحن الامتيان قاعدين نناقش عشان يرعى برضه البريمير ليج. زين الآن بيرعى الناشونال ليج القايم، ويبقى نحن لسه قاعدين نقدم للبرايفت سيكتور عشان نحن يكون في رعاية بالنسبة للناس. وده طريقة اللي ممكن نحن نشجع الرياضة ونحن نطور الرياضة عبر الرعاية. We are looking for even international. إننا نقاش مستمر مع شركات العالمية أخرى في إنه يدعم النشاط الرياضي في جنوب السودان. ونحن عندنا علاقات، عندنا مذكرة تفاهم مع الاتحاد المغربي، ونحن عندنا مذكرة تفاهم مع الاتحاد القطري، ومع السودان نحن عندنا اتفاق برقم انه نحن ما عندنا مع يوغندا، حتى تنزانيا، مع اثيوبيا، مع موزمبيق. فنحن وصلنا العلاقات في انه يقدر يساعدونا. مثلا نحن ما عندنا كوتش we are looking عشان نعمل. نحن برضو مع سيشلي هم عندهم beach soccer, so we are looking for them to يساعدونا في training ورفع القدرات من الناحية ده. ونحن في تواصل مع اللجنة الأولمبية في إنه نحن نعمل فوتسال سوا مع الهاندبول عشان برضو نقدر ننشط. فلدينا الخطط في النواحي ده عشان نحن نقدر نطور الكرة في جنوب السودان. بالنسبة للناشونال ليج is already have started. نحن دي الفاينلز، الفرق المشى فاينلز أو ماشيين يمشي يلعب، يمشي يقوم بدور الخاص بالزون عشان يقدر يدينا ده كويس. بعدين في درو يكون لكم أسئلة أكثر من كده في إنه تفهموا المنافسة ده يكون بهذا الشكل. لكن أنا قلنا we are doing it in a way that suits South Sudan situation. ونحن بنتكلم في infrastructure is not possible for نجيب الفريق بتاع ملكال مثل ولا رنگ ولا كلهم الفريق اللي في ناصر يجي يلعب مثلا يمشي يلعب في يامبيو. It's very costly, very difficult. واللي سبب ده ما ممكن نوقف النشاط بيستمر وقفا لظروف معينة نحن قاعدين فيه. لكن في المستقبل هيكون بمعايير الدولة أو معايير لأن نحن متعارف عليه. ولذلك نحن قاعدين هسه في لجنة شغال في كلام بتاع بريمير ليج ويقدموا مقترحات ونحن هنقدر نواصل في نمشي قدام. لجنة المراجع القانوني نحن وجدنا انه في بعض الحاجات conflicting to each other، بتجي تلقى articles مختلف للبعض، ولذلك القانون دائما بيراجعوا عشان تسود. عندنا استراتيجية عشان قانون برضو يقدر يساعد في التطور بتاع الكورة. فور اكزامبل أنا بديكم في one of the article بيتكلم عن اللجنة بتاع المدربين، في one article بيتكلم عن الاسوسيشن بتاع المدربين. so which is which؟ ولذلك النقاط دائما اللي بيكون conflicting to each other ان احنا برضو بنشوف انه القانونيين يراجعوهم ويكتبوا في معايير الصحيحه اللي بيساعد في تطوير بتاع الكوره، ووقفا على برضو الستاتيوتس بتاع فيفا، لانه نحن كل القوانين بتاعنا source of our statutes come from FIFA and from CAP. ولذلك نحن يقولون ان احنا برضو القوانين بتاعنا يكون فعلا وقفا على القوانين اللي بيدينا الحق للتشريع القوانين لاتحاد جنوب السودان. Anyway, of course, all the champions of, for example, we have currently in WOW, we have Al Ghazala. Of course, they will be responsible for their costing because these are club qualified, but the organization aspect is going to be responsibility of SSFA. But for the club to reach to the zone headquarters where the games will be played, is a responsibility, of course, of club that will take care of. And of course, a club is independent entity in terms of administration and in terms of budgeting of the club. Of course, we have Zain. We are looking for other sponsors, but currently Zain pledged 50,000 for this competition, and others none. The other items which are not cash, they will post us in some of the aspect of the games, and therefore we are still looking for. The budget all is almost 180, but of course we will depend on what will be in our hand to run this game. So it is under SSFA organization funding, but of course SSFA alone is looking for other partners. We more or less business partners in order to invest or try to support the league. For the fixtures, we have a competition committee being headed by Isaac Uyual and Robert. They have their own technical for competition, so the fixtures always are laid by them with the coordination, of course, of Secretariat. The General Secretariat is available to support and help in organization of all these fixtures. Our General Secretary here is a General Coordinator for CAF. And this year also the General Coordinator was invited by FIFA to coordinate. So he understands how fixtures are run. So we have professionals that do these fixtures. And you will later on understand it when we come to the fixtures.
Social media, to some people, becomes a misleading platform to those who do not know the right information. It has circulated, and so many people are calling us, those who do not know anything, congratulating South Sudan for qualifying to the World Cup. People have gone so far to put us in the same list with one of the top teams in the world. And the fact is that we have not qualified for the World Cup, and this is obvious, and not even for the AFCON. But we are expecting a draw for the group stages, maybe this week, or on the 19th, I think Sunday or so, on Wednesday, so that we determine the fate of the bright star in the competition. I know our people are hopeful to see South Sudan playing those competitions, World Cup and AFCON. That is our prayers. But for now, it may be misleading if we allow it go the same way. Some people in the grassroots do not know exactly this information. So I would like to disregard that news and help us to circulate the right information, because you are working with the prominent media houses that have a wide coverage across our areas. We have not qualified for the World Cup, and neither did we qualify for the AFCON, but we are determined and optimistic that these things will happen with time. I will give chance to Vice President with few comments and invite the President to conclude this event of the nomination and other things that were involved. Mr. Vice President.
Well, first I would like to recognize the presence of our President, General Agustino Maduot, and I was also very impressed for the turnout of all the media houses here today. It is very important, like our President has made it very clear, our position as SSFA, we passed it yesterday in our meeting, and that is where we will stand with Mr. Gianni Infantino. That is our stand as board of directors who represent the whole South Sudan football family. Maybe the issue, we don't need to mix up the Premier League and National League. Premier League, as the President said, we have already formed a committee and they are studying how are we going to run it. We had 2 days workshop in Landmark, and we had 1 workshop last week here in this room, and they are supposed to meet also today to also brainstorm. We are still brainstorming how are we going to start Premier League. So let us not mix Premier League and National League. National League is a normal league that has been going on, but people were misnaming it. People were saying Premier League. We had never had any Premier League before. But people say this is Premier League. It was not a Premier League, it is a National League. So let us differentiate between these two. With these few remarks, I want to welcome our President to close this very important session. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Vice President. In fact, we are coming to conclusion, and I would like to thank the all media houses for coming and take this important message. And always we appreciate your coming, and of course, probably maybe for the first time, we want to register the coming of Al Arabiya and also Al Hadith. You are most welcome every time, because we are here open and we want the media help in developing the competition itself, the league, whether Premier League or South Sudan Cup, with your regional and international outreach, will let us also be recognized in different regions. Will also be recognized by other private sector or international business people to help us in developing football. So I want just to reiterate that your coming is always very important to us, so that we don't remain local. We get outside. Yes, local is important because these are the concerned people to know the information. However, outreach outside is important too. So I want to conclude that we remain still behind President Gianni Infantino as our candidate, as our coming president, and we stand by him. until when it's time, also we'll see another choice who is next. Otherwise, for current stand, we firmly stand on his behind, and we congratulate him in advance. Thank you.